Hello, this is Starshot here to welcome you back to my Let's Play of Ys Origin. We last left off taking on Epona and finally getting the dragon scales that now allow us to breathe underwater for much longer. And also we got some more story. The knights are finally around to help even though we're going this solo. And now we're going to continue our trek through the flooded prison and see what else we can find. So let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, for the most part, you know, if you play through one, then you know the levels and enemies are very much the same, even you know. But as I said, the gameplay I felt like was different enough with how you play Hugo and some of the other changes they make, like with the bosses and story parts, that you definitely get a lot more going, or you get a different feel for things going on. And these enemies are kind of annoying with how powerful they are and just how much damage they keep doing to me. But it's a good way of grinding up XP a bit. And all you have to do is just go over there and hey, you're fully healed. But yeah, I guess like the biggest difference I remember playing through the Ys games is that most of the time you do go kind of solo. But normally they don't try to, like, I guess the only issue with this game is that, like, with how the scenario is set up, you would think you wouldn't be going solo, but that's kind of how they sort of created it to be. So, in most of the other Ys games, you kind of, you very much already have a reason why you're going solo most of the time. It's because it's dangerous, and you don't have a group of other warriors with you. Mostly just yourself, trying to discover what it is you need to do, or you're just exploring or adventuring, because that's kind of what Adult does. But weirdly enough, in some of the future Ys games, you actually get to party with other characters, not players. Sadly, it's still very much a one-person type of game, but you're able to then actually change up which character you play as in a party of 3, and you're able to kind of, it kind of gives a new, fresh take on the gameplay, which is kind of one of the best things that Ys has kind of been able to do. And that they've made sure that they kind of keep to a certain style or gameplay mechanic for a few games, then they move on to something completely new. Oh, it looks like I got that upgraded once more, so now it's even stronger than it was before, which, we'll see how much of a difference that makes, but for now, we'll just keep it to this, as we keep firing at the guy who's just sort of trying to change there. Yeah, we're actually doing something that actually makes us win the match, instead of just letting the enemy change and transform just like all the DBZ shows. But then the fights wouldn't be as interesting otherwise. But yeah, so, like, I guess that's the only issue I might have with Ys Origin in the terms of its story, in that, they kind of, they just say, oh, you prefer going on your own, and they kind of try to create reasons for that, but otherwise it's just, gameplay-wise, that it wouldn't really work out well if they had people around and all. So, we got the statue there. So, it's just kind of, you know, it's kind of like writer's hand. Like I think it's a comment I've maybe made once or twice before about how when it comes to a story, that sometimes the writer is kind of maybe making too much use out of you know, like it's too much of the writer's hand in how the story should progress or change. And that, you know, it's kind of like, oh, this apparently would only work if someone else said it should work that way. There we go. So that's the only problem I have with the water combat, still. But yeah, it's not much you can do about that, but it's just something I'll notice, or I always notice every now and then, is if the writer has too much of an influence on the story to be progressed a certain way just to make it work with the gameplay. And that when you do try something, you want it to try and flow as naturally as possible. And of course we're avoiding all these guys because there's not much we can do until we get the next magic that should help us defeat these enemies. And of course I don't want to forget any SP I can pick up here. But yeah, so depending on what your enjoyment is out of the game, you can either choose to play as one character or as the other, or play as both. But if you do want the full experience, you do have to play both if you want to play the third one. And even though it does feel like they have to reuse a lot of assets and stuff like that, it's kind of, just think of it as like DLC, I guess you could say. You know, and you know, it works for what it does. And of course I don't want to miss any treasure chests on our way over here. And don't want to miss any equipment either. And I guess that's another funny thing, like how different the equipment is. Oh, and I don't have my way to heal yet, do I? Oh well, I do have my boots now, so I just have to be careful here. Ah, crap. It really would be nice if one of these guys would give me a herb or something. And no, I don't still need oxygen. Oh, there's the Levin Strike Warhammer again. And now we get the trap mine. So, drop an orb at Hugo's feet that explodes on a time delay. Okay, yeah, so that's what it is. Oh good, I got some health now. Definitely really glad to have found those herbs. Really is nice that there is a way to heal in this game, and that they gave you something instead of just having to survive without it. But you can play it that way in harder difficulties if you really want to. So, but if I recall, there should be something over here too to pick up. Here we go. Yep, Rhoda fruit. I do try to get as much as possible when it comes to these games. But yeah, definitely much faster to get out of here. Oh yeah, I need Okay, that didn't work. Because none of these enemies are kind of going where I want them to. But oh well, I should just simply move on here and try to take care of them around here. Oh hey, it actually takes them out in one go. That's kind of nice. Oh, maybe not those guys at least, but... Okay, so I can if they're close enough, but otherwise it takes a while. Oh, there, and then we can't forget the chest here, which has the medallion we need, of course. So it is really nice that they do change things up enough between the characters that it's not like you're playing the exact same game all over again. You know, so let's see. Pretty sure there should be another enemy around here. It's kind of weird. But they kind of keep them hidden here and there. I almost got hit by that one. Let's see. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. There. Yeah, that's always kind of annoying. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Okay, that's still not the last one. They just couldn't all be in near the area, could they? Ah, here we go. And of course they can go through the spikes for some reason. Which makes total sense, right? There we go, finally. I really do like how well they made the water area around here. Like, in like all the different water places you can go to, or water levels they try to create. I think this one turned out pretty well. Okay, I figured that should have done it. And yeah, there wasn't really much over there, apparently. I'm getting a little bit close here, but I should be able to gain a level here shortly. And I also make sure I keep getting oxygen like I need it. And got the Panacea here, so now we have some ways to gain some more health here. And we finally found our way out now, so now we just have to get through these weird tree root plant creatures. I have no idea what I would call these. that was a bit dangerous. But thankfully I survived. There we go. And I got some more health too. Actually, I think I'm forgetting something over here, aren't I? I think I am. Okay, maybe not. Like, I thought there was some sort of path up to hit him from here, but no, that's not the case. I think if I remember right, this was a good spot to try and grind for a few levels if you ever need it. Yep, and I just gained one. Huh. Of course, these guys are always really annoying. With just all the slipping around they do. Well, let's go ahead and visit our friend here and see what he can give us. Oh cool, we got a topaz. So now we have the upgraded trap mine, which we'll definitely need for the next boss here. Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier, I think, with him trying to hit multiple enemies, or to take out bigger waves. Funny enough, at least this part of the gameplay really reminds me of Gauntlet Legends. With just, you know, because the whole point was just keep shooting at all the different waves of enemies that kept coming at you. Go. Definitely much easier than when I played with Unica. But I do think some things might be a bit easier as Hugo than it is as Unica, just because you can keep your distance. It all depends on kind of how you want to play things. But sadly, that's all the time we have for today. So join us next time as we face off against the Anthrop, against the next boss here in the flooded prison once more, and see just how quickly we can beat it now that we're playing as Hugo instead of Unica. So, but until next time, have fun gaming.